Hey everybody, it's Mind Body Synergilia, and this is the second video that I said I was going to post, and this is in regard to the DDP Yoga app. And I already tried to record it and I wasn't recording, so oh wow, let's see if I remember everything that I was going to say or wanted to say. Um, so basically, the DDP Yoga app is brand new. It's got a brand new layout, and let's just start from the beginning. DDP, or Diamond Dallas Page created DVDs. You know, he started with the DVDs, and then after saving some money, him and his crew, it's a small little crew of hardworking people, they created this app, amazing app, and it was more accessible to a lot more people. The app is easier. Some people don't have DVD players or don't want to use them, and this is just he was able to expand on the workouts. There was a lot more workouts in here. He added, and he didn't have to add this, but he added nutrition, recipes, trackers, place to put your pictures in for your own purposes, so you could track your progress. Motivational Mondays, so he posted videos motivating people because that's just who he is. That's the whole idea surrounding the Diamond Dallas Page DDP yoga program. And the big thing is positivity. The big thing is motivation. The big thing is reaching your goals, being, at least for me, I was mentally different. I was more confident. I felt stronger. But the whole purpose is to get strength, change your body, and, be just healthier. Like, that's a big deal. But through all of this is the positivity that Diamond Dallas Page, always promotes. It's this sense of community. They even started a group in Facebook where people could post their pictures, their progress, their questions, their concerns, or their challenges. And it was always about encouraging others to continue, being each other's cheerleaders. And that's what it was all about. That's what it's always been about. And then more groups were created, and it was more of the same. But with this recent change in a new layout of the app, there's been a backlash. There's been so much negativity. And the reason I'm posting is because I saw Paige posting a video where he was emotional because of all the negativity surrounding the new layout of the app, the bugs in the app. And, if you know anything digital, you should know by now there's going to be bugs, because it's digital. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect in life. It's unrealistic to think that everything's going to be perfect. And we should all know by now, even me, I'm not big on digital stuff. I know that digital stuff is just going to have bugs. It's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take some time to learn. When you get a new phone, you got to take the time to learn it, new features, things that you like, things that you don't like, adding things onto it. You got to figure it out. You got to take the time to do it. You're not going to fall to pieces because you can't figure it out. You got a new phone, you got a new phone. But it's also upgrades to software on your laptop, upgrades to the phone. Sometimes there's bugs when there's apps or something that's upgraded. That's not just DDPY related. This is just in general. Do you fall to pieces when that happens? Do you call these people or email them and air out your grievances towards them too? Shame on you. Shame on you for making DDP emotional, because it's all about positivity with him. He's all about helping other people. When he started this program, who did he help first? He was helping, well, he helped himself, because he had the back issues, and that's how this program was born. But he helped Arthur Borman, a paratrooper, right? He was a paratrooper, I believe. And if you see, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but you should see the YouTube video on Arthur Borman. It's super inspirational because he wasn't able to walk without assistance, and he went from that to being able to run because of this program, because DDPY Page helped him, because that's what he's about. He invited Jake the Snake to his place to help him out, Razor Ramon, Buff Bagwell, all these people and more. He would teach out of his own out of his house, this program. And this is how people repay him. This entitlement, just this, I don't want to say entitlement, but in a sense it is, because yes, you pay for the app, but that doesn't entitle you to be rude, to be so negative, to just bombard him with all this negativity and hate because you don't like an app, you don't like the bugs in the app. All you have to do is take the time, 10 minutes or something, to figure it out, at least for your first workout, until you have the time to play around with it. Because I had to do my first workout in a while. I logged in on Thursday last week, and I was like, oh, damn, this is a new app. This is completely new. So I was shocked because I didn't know this was coming. I'm not on Facebook as much, so I didn't know this was coming. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, this is a new layout. Okay, all right. So I'm looking, and I couldn't figure it out. So I was like, all right, relax. Let me take the time. It took me 2 minutes to figure out where the workout was that I wanted. And I hit the mat. I didn't worry about the rest of it. It took some time to log it in. When I finished, today I tried to work out. I worked out. It didn't save my workout. That's not going to drive me to pieces. Write it down. Write it down. You have a phone. It's got a calendar. Track it in there. That's all you got to do. It sucks. Yeah, you're like, oh, that sucks. But that's it. Your life shouldn't be ruined over the bugs of an app. Your life, it's not life-changing, world-ending. It's not going to ruin your day. It shouldn't ruin your day. And if it does, then you got some other things going on that you need to work on, honestly. Because as DDP always says, he's always saying this quote, it's 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. It's not easy. I'm not going to pretend that life is. I get pissed off over a lot of things. I have so much going on right now, and it's unfair. So every little thing I'm like, oh my God. And I've blown up over the stupidest little things, because my brother can attest to it, and I'm going through perimenopause on top of it. So watch out, world. But this did not, it's small potatoes, small beans. And if you get frustrated, okay, that's valid. If you're frustrated, you're like, oh, this is something else, especially if you want to work out. Yeah, when you want to work out, the last thing you want to do is have to figure stuff out. I get it, time constraints and all that stuff. But it doesn't entitle you or give you the right to just air your grievances in a hateful manner towards somebody that all he wants to do is help other people. Transformation University is another example of how Diamond Dallas Page and his crew want to help us get better. And that is a program that they created with a guidebook for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. I can't remember now. I was trying a whole bunch of times, but so many injuries, I couldn't keep up with it. But it's basically, you're doing the workouts, you're recording yourself, and you're recording yourself twice a month. And him and his crew, small crew, look at those workouts, and you're tracking your progress and all that stuff. And they did have webinars in order to teach you what, how this is done. How much did he charge? Nothing. $0. This was free, out of the goodness of his heart, to create more of a sense of community and have people just like, yes, let's do this, like be excited about something different, about, taking their health in their hands, keeping that motivation going. Sorry, I'm like moving because I'm sitting like this. I can't sit cross-legged for a long period of time. But this is what he does. That was free. And I remember even the trainings that they took the time to do with this free. These people took the time to teach us on how to do it. And I remember joining on some of these webinars, and I remember the complaints on the guidebook. Oh, we want this. I don't like this. This is free. It's just disappointing. We all have stuff going on in life. Unfortunately, life happens. It's hard. You're pissed off over whatever. It's hard. And I'm sorry if you're going through something, but that does not give you the right to piss on anything that Diamond Dallas Page and his crew does. And he doesn't have a crew of 200. It's a small crew. A small group of people, hardworking, that are doing changes every day, that are answering our questions every day, our concerns, helping us in any way they can. Because I remember somebody reached out the first time I asked about DDPY in 2012 or whatever, 2013, that I was nervous about starting because of the pain, and I didn't want to injure myself. And they were very encouraging. And that's just the whole thing of, it's just, there's not enough kindness in this world. You have to be kind to yourself. Yes, I always promote that, and I always say that. Be kind to yourself, because sometimes we just poo-poo ourselves and we do it too much. And we shouldn't do that. But you should also in turn be kind to others. This does not give you the right to be so negative. And there's somebody that said, apparently, I'm tired of the toxic positivity. Well, why are you even here? Go somewhere else. It's not right. Look at yourself and your life. And I hope that if you're feeling that way, I'm really sorry. And I'm sending you lots of light. If I know that's, some people don't, they're like, that's cheesy, that's hippy dippy, whatever. I'm sending you positivity. I'm sending you light. And I hope that you change your mentality. I hope that things go better in your life so that you don't feel that way. But you also have to, I think everybody just needs to take a step back. And you also have to think, before you type, how would you feel if somebody did the same thing to your parent, to your loved one, to your sister, to your friend, to your wife, to your husband, anybody that you care about that's working hard on something? How would you feel if somebody poo-pooed all over it, or was so negative about a little blip, a little bug? What would you say to them? You would be angry at the person who's poo-pooing them, and you would tell your loved one, don't listen to them. It's okay. That's what you would say. So remember that before you go on your keyboard and start typing all this negativity. And take the time, maybe on the toilet. I'm on the toilet all the time. I'm going to take my phone in and I'm going to look at the app and I'm be like, okay, let me play around with this, because that's the time I got, right? Because I'm all on the bowl all the time. Might as well use it, put it to good use, my time. So clean your phone afterwards, though, because you don't want the germies on there. But just take a step back, everybody, and remember that Diamond Dallas Page doesn't have to do any of this. He can close up shop. He can say, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Because so many people are so unappreciative and ungrateful. And that sucks for the rest of us who appreciate what he does. But sometimes the negativity wins out. Sometimes it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. So just remember that. Be kind to yourself, but please be kind to others. That's all. That's it. That's my rant. And as Joey Swoll would say, you need to do better. Mind your own business. That's what he would say. But I'm not minding my business in this case. I'm just saying you need to do better. That's it. Have a good one.